Good morning. Happy Friday. I look incredibly shiny. I don't know why. I'm under spotlight here. Maybe because I'm clean. Who knows? Good morning, everyone. It is, I will say, the first true fall day in Minnesota. We just walked Sawyer to the bus stop. It's a couple blocks away, and leaves were falling. There's a chill and yet humidity in the air simultaneously, which only Minnesota can do. Oh my gosh, it's not ready. I'm not ready. Good morning. Where's everyone from? So I will tell you, I just had a retreat in Wisconsin, and for context, it's like northern more middle Wisconsin, right? Middle. It's about 4 hours from the Twin Cities. So there's no easy way of getting there. Like if you go to an airport, it's a 4-hour drive. And we had 3 people from Canada there. We had someone from Nova Scotia. I thought that was so cool. So cool. You know, as you're checking people into this retreat and they're like, you know, California, Virginia, Nova Scotia, Thunder Bay, like, I will say something about autism and having a child with a disability. The thing with autism is it knows no borders. It knows no race. It knows no gender. I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're rich, if you are struggling. It doesn't matter. Disability can happen to anyone. I shared a story in my book, and it's a true story, about one of our senators a long time ago. I remember the story, where he had the opportunity to vote on a bill to help children with disabilities. And he was quoted saying something like, I'm going to butcher this quote that's in the book, but it was like, I wrote it years ago, but it was like, what's the point in helping these kids learn to sit up or drink from a cup? Like, what's the point, right? Very wealthy man, knew no disability, none of it in his life, couldn't give 2 poo-poos about children, adults with special needs. True story, his wife ended up getting in a very tragic accident. She survived, but was unable to walk, needed full-time care. And he came back and publicly apologized about what he said. He's like, I see the importance of teaching a person to use a spoon. I see the importance of teaching a person to roll over. I see. And it's this really profound part of my book where I'm like, everyone is one accident away from having a disability. I know no one wants to believe that. One accident, one mistake, one oops. My child happened to be born this way. But we're all so different. So I originally was going to pop on here and just tell you a positive story, but what would life be without the joys of social media? I have this reel that gets a lot of traction. Like so when you have a page my size, like things are happening all the time. So you can, always check your comments and see what's going on. And I have this reel where Cooper and I are at the grocery store, and it's really short. It's 10 seconds long, and I have him, and I'm helping him go through the line, the checkout line. And the text is something like, individuals with disabilities are they're able to take up space just like every other human. We're able to be here. We'll be able to be in the community. And I actually stole the idea from a mom, a travel blogger, who was like, our toddlers have the right to be in the community. They have a right to be loud, and they have a right to be, kids are kids. And it really resonated with me because as my son Cooper is getting older, he's 12, he'll be 13 in a couple of months. We talk about it every single day. Hey, Kim. I am seeing how the grace of the world and the kindness is going down the older he gets. And I'll tell you, and I shouldn't have to say this, but you know, Cooper's a pretty awesome kid. Like he's learning to navigate a world that doesn't make sense to him. Right? So, and we really pick and choose when to push, when to pull. So like, here's an example. There is a fall festival this weekend and the crowds are immense. It's just too much for him. So we're not going to put him in that stressful situation. But something like the grocery store, we need to learn to navigate that. Like, what if we need milk? What if we need meds? What if we need food? Like, we need to go, we pick non-busy times and we practice. We practice putting things in the cart. We practice pushing the cart. We practice being patient, navigating things that can happen, like, I'm making this up, like a fire alarm or a broken credit card machine, whatever. And I've noticed that as my page has evolved, like, advocacy for individuals that aren't able to advocate on their own behalf yet. So this reel, it like is pissing so many people off. Like, it's a riot. Like, there is a comment on there. I don't know if I hit it or if it's still there, but it legit says something like, is it snowing? No, it's not snowing. Sorry. It says something like, your R-word kid needs to be home. Like, it legit says, like, your kid shouldn't be in this store. Like, people with disabilities shouldn't be here. And I initially tried to, like, comment back and be like, but are you patient with seniors? Are you patient with women with small children? Are you patient with the mom that has the baby in the carrier and the baby in the cart and the toddler who's overtired? Yeah, it's insanity. People are... Girl. But the comment this morning was, this is legit what it said. You know, I walk my kids to the bus, I come back, grab my coffee, and I always say open up my phone. Oh my gosh, 2001 called. Kate, put your Nokia down. But I pick up my phone and I like look at the comments, and the comment says, I find it really sad that you don't value your son's health and you let him get so fat. How sad. I could just lose it. Like, I'm instantly like sweating. Like, that's why I'm so glistening. You know what I want to say? I'm not going to say it because I don't swear online. I want to say, go to HE double hockey sticks, you meanie poo-poo head. I hate you. That's what I want to say. Ugh, Kathy. But I didn't. I practiced the pause. I blocked Kathy. I deleted Kathy's comment. And here I am. I am so effing sick of people. You guys, why? Why would you comment on a child's appearance? Like, why would you comment on a person's appearance? Like, what does their appearance matter to you wherever you're sitting? Like right now, I'm wearing a flannel, I'm wearing a t-shirt, I have roots showing, I have broken hair. I'm sure some of you want to talk about my eyebrows. I have these sunspots that have suddenly appeared and I'm very concerned about them. I'm gonna... But it's like, why? Why? And the thing is you don't know our story. Like, you don't know our story. And I shouldn't have to tell you our story. Individuals with disabilities, and this, I'm going to make a blanket statement, and I shouldn't, because if you've met one person with a disability, you've met one person with a disability. But it's pretty common. Getting Cooper active is really hard. It's really hard. And if you know us, like, I have committed to taking him for a walk every single day. And it's hard. We take him swimming. My purpose in life is to give this kid his best life. I am going to do everything I can. Shouldn't have to say this, but do you know that Cooper eats less than probably my other 3 children? And healthier? He does. Cooper's diet is, shouldn't have to say it, it's fine. I can't even really tell you one thing I changed about his diet. Cooper has super low muscle tone, which is really common in individual with disabilities, especially individuals that have his severity. He, if you were to, he's just a squishmallow. He's just a squish. He's just squishy and really struggles to build up muscle, really struggles with endurance. Lastly, shouldn't have to say it, Cooper's actually on medications that cause weight gain. And the medications have been life-changing for him. They have helped him so much. They've given him a chance in this world. They've given him the ability to speak words. They've given him the ability to be in the community, to engage with his family, to make progress, to be in public school. And one of the side effects is weight gain. We're so conscious of it. Like, we are doing everything we can. I just can't, but none of that even needs to be said. Like, he has 2 loving parents. We are constantly aware, conscious, working to help him, doing the best we can. I just, like, he's 12. Like, back the F off, Kathy. You know, I keep showing my kids like less and less, and I just, there's a lot of debates online about showing kids, and I have lots of feelings on it. It's not yes across the board. I think it's a gray area, and I'm doing my best to navigate it with dignity while advocating for a person that needs to be advocated for, to make awareness, to move from awareness to acceptance. Like I it's a really like murky fine line. I don't know. It's just so crazy to me that, like, the other thing is and one of you out there may think this way. You may look at a child like my son and think because he is a bigger weight that he has bad parents. People think that. Like, they think that we like give him Pepsi in his bottle and a cake. Like, Cooper doesn't really eat dessert. Minimal things. He doesn't drink pop. It's insane. It's insane. I don't know. That's the other thing. So once a week, actually it's done now, but like when we were doing Miracle League, one of our goals was after Miracle League, we would go to this grocery store. I shared it every week. And probably my favorite part of the week, we would put, because we couldn't go to stores for like 10 years. The skills that he's learned at the grocery store are giant. Our Everest, right? Like pushing the cart. And yeah, I keep talking about it because you don't really realize what a big deal it is. It's taken so many years. And he gets to pick out one treat at the end. And usually he picks out a shortbread cookie. That's like his favorite. This Kowalski's grocery store has like these phenomenal shortbread cookies. Like, what a random, because he doesn't eat most treats. So like, I can't tell you one candy he would get. So he picks out a shortbread cookie, which of course, Cooper, you can have a shortbread cookie once a week. And I stopped sharing it. Because Barb Pond, I have to message you. This is an aside, but Cooper wants his birthday party to be a Christmas party, and you said your husband might dress up as Santa. Could we talk about that? And he could come. I'll message you. That's Cooper's like joy right now. But I don't share him getting the cookie. Like, I've had people, like, we went to Target one time, which is a huge deal for us, right? And what's hard about Target, you're gonna laugh, is that there's nothing he wants there. I want everything at Target. There's nothing that Cooper wants there because he wants, train DVDs from the 1950s that have been dubbed or whatever that word is. Like, he wants postcards. And so he picked out, took a long time, but he picked out a couple movies, maybe like Dora and Little Einsteins. And I had people comment like, you need to buy him things that get him active. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, oh, you're seeing 3 minutes of his week. He can get a movie. I don't know. It's also weird. Okay, but I want to tell you a positive. Before I hop off, I have to record a podcast at 10 with a friend of mine, Lori Hellman, but I want to tell you a positive because we had a really, really big night last night. So for context, we are just starting to go into the community. We've had a lot of hard years. We've had a lot of challenging years where we've had to work on every skill to get into the community. Well, our PCA, who we absolutely adore and love, has left and went to Disney. I'm working on finding other ones, but that means if we want to do things as a family, we got to figure out how to make this work. And there's, at what cost is the saying I say all the time. At what cost? Is this worth it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is this going to cause a meltdown? Then we're not going to do this. Could we try for 5 minutes and have a little bit of success and build on it? Right? If you were a fly on our wall, my husband and I are talking all the time about how to do these things. Well, our toddlers, our 4 and our 2-year-old, go to the same preschool, and there was an ice cream social last night. So last year, I didn't go. I stayed home with Cooper. And my husband was like, this was last year. He's like, it's a really good thing you didn't come. It was so loud. Cooper would have never been able to do it. It would have been too much for him. Sensory overload, meltdown city. So we were happy with the decision. Well, this year he's made so much progress. And we wanted to go. We dropped Sawyer, our 10-year-old, off at baseball. And then we went. We got there right away. You guys, we stayed 45 minutes, maybe 40. We stayed 40 minutes. The second we got there, Harbor ran off to join another family, which is very much how Sawyer always was. He went and sat with his friend Theo and had ice cream with Theo, just like a table over. I got ice cream for Cooper and Harbor. Cooper didn't eat it. I thought maybe he would try it, but he doesn't really like sweets. But I thought he would try it, and then I thought he would try just the marshmallows, but he wouldn't do it. And Jamie got ice cream for Winnie, and so then we went and sat down. So it was Jamie, Winnie, Cooper, and me. And when we're in the community, this is our life. This just is a matter-of-fact statement. Cooper needs a lot of me. So I'm sitting with him, I'm talking with him, I'm encouraging him, I'm motivating him, I'm keeping him safe and still. And so we set the timer for 10 minutes, and I thought that's all he was going to make. Like, I was like, okay, we'll have to go sit in the car. And I said, do you want to talk about the train museum? We're going to go to a train museum on Saturday, a new one. I'm scared. I'll tell you more about that later. But so there was a hula hooper. So Winnie went and hula hooped with Jamie and all the kids. I sat with Cooper. We set the timer for 10 more minutes. We talked about this train museum. We pulled up YouTube videos. We watched them. And one of the hard things, and it just is, we're working through it. If I look away, get distracted, or move away, he's going to bolt. He's going to run. So I actually, at one point, he asked me for water. So I walked up and got it, like just a little ways, and we were in a safe space. He left the room. And there were 2 people that worked there that kept eyes on him. He went and sat in a chair. And so years ago, he would have ran outside. Now we're past that. We're making progress, right? So he went and sat in the kind of the open area. I got him back in, and we set it down, set it for 10 more minutes, and kind of like played. Like we laughed and talked and were silly, and then Jamie came and switched me and went and sat with Cooper in the hall. And then I got to be with the babies for 2 minutes. So I got to like do the hula hooping and be there. And, you know, just to say some statements, just for context, like, you know, every other family just goes to the ice cream social, right? Up until this year, we had to split up. We couldn't do it. We couldn't go as a family. And it sucks, and it's unfair, and it makes me sad. And we're doing everything we can to get to the baseline, right? Let that sink in. Like, I'm not trying to get us to Disney. I'm trying to get us to an ice cream social at my kids' daycare as a family. And we're making progress, you guys. This is progress. Progress over perfection. We had to practice sitting. We haven't had our play date, Karen, yet with Dexter, but we will. You know, it takes so much practice. It takes timers, it takes lists, it takes motivation, it takes so many things. And I am so proud of him. I'm proud that he went with Jamie and sat in the hallway in these big comfy chairs. It's a church, so he was like in the entryway there. I'm proud that he let me talk. I'm proud that he let us be there. I'm proud that of all of it. All of it. It's huge. It's huge. You know, I wish that I could walk away and get water and he wouldn't bolt. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. I think we will get there. You have at least 700 families that can't go to the ice cream social. You are definitely not alone. I know, but it feels like we're alone. We're not. And that's what I preach all the time. Reach your hand out. We're here. We're here. But it feels alone a lot of times. And I'm going to tell you one more thing before I hop off. And this is, I'm just trying to like get my words about this because it's not always easy to talk about, but it's a lot of work to go in the community, and I'm willing to put in the work. I see the success. I see Cooper's moving towards semi-independence. I see how much he loves the community. I see all the things, right? But I'm human. I have moments where it's like, why can't I just stand over there with all the moms and watch the kids hula hoop? Why? Why isn't Cooper at sports right now? Why, like Sawyer? Why can't he come over here and sit over here? Why can't he not run? Why do other families get to do this? I'm human. Don't think that I'm superhuman. I struggle with anger and jealousy and all the feelings. But I'm also learning to acknowledge them and know that they're not wrong. To feel them so I can heal. You know, I feel slighted sometimes. I feel slighted. And then after I feel it, I'm like, the thing I was going to say is, this is what I was going to say with that is, there are some times when I don't want to be under the microscope. I just don't want to be. And I worry, you know, we are no stranger to, although Cooper has made phenomenal progress, we are no stranger to a meltdown in a public place. And I feel like I have to put this invisible armor on. That's what I call it. And I have to puff up my chest, and I have to swallow my pride and my tears, and I have to focus 100% on a boy and getting him through it and getting him out of it safely and keeping everything around us safe. And I'm not worried about anything dangerous happening, but he has to be my 100% focus. And there are times when I would just want to go to the ice cream social to just be there. So just, if you're living that life, please know that I see you. If you're adjacent to this life, know that we just never go to an ice cream social. sounds so funny. I know. And you know, a lot of the speaking I do now is giving these moms and these dads, you know, permission to say this is hard, permission to say that I'm angry, permission to say this feels unfair, and then validating them. Like, I'll validate you. I mean, you have to do 1000% to do the baseline. I know that. Because I do too. And there's times where we don't want to do that. We just want to go and we just want to sit and we just want to be like all the other moms. That's okay too. Oh, thank you, Tina. I'm going to go record a podcast now with the amazing Lori Hellman. As usual, I want to invite you to join my supporter group. Anyone they see with the little teal badge, they're part of my supporters. We had a pretty big discussion yesterday. I chatted about school stuff. I chatted about crying in the Target parking lot. What's wrong with me crying all the time? I don't know what's going on. Change of life, I guess. If you want to come chat about that, I'll share a link right when I'm done here. Click the button. It's $5 a month. I do that so we can keep it safe and secure, and you can ask questions and get answers and support. Come join us. Try it for a month. And this is a good month to try because I'm going to be doing free Zoom for my subscribers about permissions and validations. Cooper doesn't like fidgets or poppets. He's never liked any of the traditional sensory stuff. The only one he cares about is the sensory sock he loves. So, okay, I will share that link right now. Click that as soon as I'm done and come join me. Okay, bye.